We are walking in the light. It's walking in the light. Just for a show. Oh, oh.
Walking in the light with the Lord on my side. I don't fear no evil with the Lord on my side. You're the fountain of life in you. We see light in your light. We have hope in your light.
And my first job, those were holiday jobs. You know, here you need the plans. You need to plan your finances. Those were the holiday jobs. But I remember my first ever job was cleaning a club. And that club was dirty. It was a rock club, you know. So you come. I was not even going to church. This is now where I was not going to church on a Sabbath, even though I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. So I go to church on Saturday. So I've started studying and I've become so ambitious that now I'm forgetting God. You know, I even work on a Saturday. So I go Saturday early in the morning with this lady who would come and pick me up, the lady who used to work with me there. And we have the whole club for ourselves. We would work in that club from morning to evening, and then we fail because we're just two of us, and you can imagine there, you know, pieces of glasses which were destroyed, people who've thrown up on the floor, and it's looking so dirty and untidy, and you have to scrub everything till evening. And I used to do it just once on this day. And then you have your 450 euros. And that will give me now, you know, Sundays I would read, Saturday I go to do this work. So I really didn't have much time to work for God or to do anything for God. Now I started being ambitious, you know, in my own world and forgetting God who has always walked with me, you know. And that is how it started. And with time, I thought, no, this job, I can't do it anymore. You come out of that club and you're stinking. Your hair is smelling. Your clothes are smelling. I just want to get to the bathroom. You know, cigarettes. Oh my gosh, I don't want to remember. You know, it was bad stuff.
I can imagine.
You just go and take a shower. And then you feel like, you feel like a human being again, you know. And it was really moments where I asked myself, do you really want to do this forever? You know, imagine. Do you really want to do this forever? And then an idea came into my mind. I made an announcement in a magazine, you know, that a student looking for a job and stuff like that. And now people will be calling me, you know, and some unserious people will be calling you looking for, you know, women to massage them.
You didn't write a black lady? Because normally when you say a black lady, and oh my God, they'll all be like, they're looking for a masseur and something.
They're looking for massage and such erotic stuff, and I was like, oh my God, maybe I need to make the announcement so specific, you know. I went back to the magazine station where they were, and I told them, please add the sentence, only serious people, please.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and so when I added the sentence, only serious people, please, there's this old man that called me and was looking for someone to, you know, to help around in the household, you know, wash and do all the stuff. And so I was like, okay, this is now the way forward. Now I can drop my club job, you know, and I go and work in someone's home. And I didn't know that God was still leading, you know, my ways. And this family that I was working for now just adopted me as their kid. So I would come after work, not after work, after student colleague, and I have my bag full of books. I just place it somewhere, and I would just, you know, wiping the stuff around, cleaning and singing. And at that time, he told me, I didn't know what I was doing at that time. He told me, how come you just sing songs for kids? You know, the songs that I learned with my child as Aupair, you know, my
That's what you were singing. Okay.
I was singing that, and so he noticed and was interested to know, why do you keep on singing the songs, you know. and you know, I'm a dark-skinned woman, and he never came in contact with any, you know, he never worked with any dark-skinned woman, and so he really found it interesting and wanted to ask a lot of questions, and so he started asking me, why, how can you just, you know, you work and sing your own kids songs, well, what happens, you know, where do you come from with this bag, and you know, so I started storytelling. You know, I talk a lot, so we started storytelling, and I told him I go to student colleague, and I'm coming from school, and before I was an Aupair, and I used to take care of this small child, 4 years old, Paula, and that is how I learned the songs, you know. I learned the songs, and I was singing, and so guys just found me so interesting with my stories. So I would tell him the stories, and before I knew it, he was like, now you're not my cleaning person anymore, you're my child, you're like my child. They kind of just adopted me, you know, as their own child. So when I don't come, so I didn't work there anymore. I would come, and they would prepare for me lunch, and we'd just eat lunch, and you know, I talk and talk and talk. After talking, you know, I go do my assignment.
Wow, God,
and when
so
I don't come, they would come and look for me, you know, in the student apartment that I used to live. You know, I don't know how it's called. It's the student apartments, or that I used to live. He comes and asks me, did you take breakfast? You know, they carry food for me and all that.
Cute.
And so that is how I got adopted. You know, got adopted in this family, and it was a blessing, because now, years later, when my brother came here to Germany, the family took him also as their own, and they're the one who have been supporting, you know, him in his studies. They wrote the affidavit of support, and when he needs stuff. So you see how God opens ways for you sometimes, in a way that you can't describe. You know, I'm leaving this club job, and I'm getting myself in someone's place to clean and doing my stuff, and someone just gets interested in my story through my singing. You know, I was just singing the kids the kids songs.
God was all in that.
And he told me that, and I was like, oh, I sing that. I didn't realize I do it, you know. I didn't realize I do it myself, but that opened a way for me, you know, a way for him also to listen to my story, where I come from. And so it was like, wow, she's so hardworking. She comes from school, works and does, you know. And so he started supporting me, you know, also in my school.
But indeed, you're hardworking. You're hardworking, because when you listen to your story, it's all about hard work. And then we also realize that it's not as easy as people think, because you have to work 10 times more than a native.
It's not easy.
As a foreigner, you have to work 10 times harder.
You work harder because you don't have your family here.
Exactly.
For me, there are people who don't have family. For me, I had my cousins, you know, they were not in the same city as I was, but at least you could call someone and ask, how do we do this? How do you do this in Germany? There's someone who will give you advice, you know. So I normally advise people also, look, even if you don't have relatives here, look for people who can motivate you, you know. When I came here, people were telling me, get yourself a German guy and get married and stay in Germany, and so things will be easy. But deep down in my heart, I knew I wanted to get married out of love and not to stay in Germany. And I couldn't just imagine lying next to some old person just because I need to stay here. No, that will make me depressed for the rest of my life, you know. And I was like, no, if I have people who've done it and I see them succeeding in life, why not me? So you have to know that there are people who've made it here. Now, through the difficulties, it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard. You sleep. You have sleepless nights. You know, trying to study. You go to the Germans. They have their families here. They have, you know. I had like people with me in my class. So you know, they have an apartment. The parents are renting for them, and so they just go and relax and do the assignment. Me, my head is thinking about you have to go to work when you're finished, and someone is sick at home. Then you need to send money. You know, your head is always calculating how to solve problems. For yourself and for others.
How did you work through all these? I mean, going to work, coming back, you have to go to school, you have to do your project. How did you come up with it?
It's discipline. You have to create a routine. And I learned how to wake up in the morning too. I started waking up in the morning, so I would do my stuff when my head is still clear, read and do my studies, go to school, and when I come back I'm tired. But I could work even when I'm tired, you know. God will still give me the strength of working, you know. And even night shifts. Oh, night shifts. That's also a very nice point I want to say. These night shifts were giving me a chance to read. I would carry everything. I would carry my assignments to the night shifts, and so when my patients are sleeping, I would be reading at night, because it's so quiet when
walking in the light.